Welcome to Cooking with the Stars. Today we have our very own chef Connie and our guest superstar Jenny.
Hi, so we have just interrogated our fabulous Jenny, and we have uncovered that she had bagels with butter this morning. So that is what we will be making today. First of all, we will need yeast.
Yeast is a live microorganism used to ferment alcoholic drinks and raise bread. 50% of yeast is proteins, and it is a rich source of vitamin B and folic acids. But I also know that there are more than 500 species of yeast, and there can be thousands of genetically distinct strains within a single species.
That's true, but yeast is a part of the fungi kingdom, which makes their cellular structure very different from animal and plant cells. One of the most striking differences from fungal cells to plant cells is that fungi can photosynthesize and therefore doesn't contain chlorophyll. Instead, they decompose matter or eat off of their host, like parasites. The second difference between the two is their method of reproduction. Most plants reproduce through pollination and the production of seeds, but fungi reproduce through spores. Another difference is the way in which they are attached. Plants have a root system that helps to obtain water and minerals from the ground. A fungus, on the other hand, spreads a net with filaments which help them attach to their host. Finally, both fungal and plant cells have cell walls, but those found in plants are lined with cellulose, and those found in fungi are made up of chitin.
I can see here that yeast cell looks very different from plant and animal cells. There are only three main inner organelles: the nucleus, cytoplasm, and mitochondria. Did you know the yeast cell is no bigger than 6 to 8 thousandths of a millimeter, which makes a 1 centimeter cube able to carry more than 10 billion live yeast cells?
Okay, so we have yeast, and we will need 1 teaspoon, so 120 milliliters of warm water, as well as 25 grams of margarine, in which we already have.
When combined with sugar, yeast is activated and sugar is broken down in a process called fermentation. And as a result, byproducts such as alcohol and carbon dioxide is produced.
15 grams of sugar, which we have already measured out. And we will let this mix a little so that the warm water can melt everything in. And so we already measured out 200 grams of flour. We will also need 1 egg white. So Jenny, would you please separate the egg white? A quart. Yeah, you can throw that in the garbage. We will also need to add a quarter teaspoon of salt.
Combining yeast with salt can help control the growth of yeast, but large amounts of salt will kill off the yeast. This is due to unfavorable living conditions created by salt.
Jenny, we will pour this out onto the table. And our wonderful superstar Jenny can knead it. Have fun.
How do I? What?
So yeah, that's what you do. You mix it through mixing it.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this dough is pretty much done. As you can see, there's lots of wrinkles in here, and that's due to the yeast. Okay, so we've actually gone ahead and we've split it into 5. We also let it sit for 10 minutes, so now that that's all done, we can turn them into bagels. Into the boiling water for 30 seconds, so the bagels are done. We can add butter, but it's perfectly cooked and we can eat them now. Yeast has many other uses than just for baking and winemaking. By selecting strains and developing its multiplication techniques, yeast can be applied to flavoring, medicine, animal health, cosmetics, and even biofuel through fermentation.
Yeast can also be used to treat warts. Firstly, the yeast is killed and injected just under the skin, which will cause a red bump similar to that of a mosquito bite. The immune system will attack and remove the injected yeast and will also be tricked into attacking the wart. It is quick, mostly painless, and there are no scarring or open sores.
I learned so much about the functions and applications of yeast today. Who knew that yeast could be so amazing? Well, so this means that science is everywhere, even in the bagel I had for breakfast today. Be sure to tune in next time on the Science-y Baking Show.